Hello and welcome to episode number 65 of the Nintendo Jump Podcast, or should I say the Nintendo 64 Lovers Podcast. We are a weekly discussion podcast created for Nintendo 64 gamers by Nintendo 64 gamers. It is the week of September 16th. My name is Daryl, and today I am once again joined by Sergio. How are you, man?
Hey, Daryl. I'm doing pretty awesome. The games that we have been looking forward to have already started to come out finally, so here it comes.
Here we go. And also today, I probably should have mentioned this, in a live episode, Kevin, how are you, man?
Oh, I'm doing pretty decent. I just finished a bottle of lemon ginger cayenne kombucha, so I'm ready to go. It's as it says
Nice.
on the bottle, craft brewed with organic Talgin's tea and botanicals. No artificial nonsense. So there's no BS. It's good to go. I'm ready. Let's do it. Let's do things the right way. And yeah, so I'm ready to go. Daryl.
Cool.
What? We should start with you. What is your question for today?
So it doesn't work if you hand it to me just to hand it back to you.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, just let it flow. Let it, speaking of seeing. Anyways, so as I mentioned, we are live in front of our awesome Discord audience, in front of, I guess. And we are doing some fun stuff. Kevin, what are we talking about today?
We are gonna do Nintendo 64 tunes. We're gonna play some tunes that is not from off the spot or on the spot. We're gonna play some tunes on the spot. Yeah. So
no, it's not.
No, it's not on the spot. But actually, we kind of are gonna be on the spot because we're gonna play a bunch of N64 tunes. Some of them we may know, some of them we might not know, and I'd probably be in the latter. And we're going to play tunes from submissions from us, from y'all, from people that we don't even know who listen to our podcast. So
Yeah, so music episode dedicated to our love of the Nintendo 64. We had so much fun last week. Why not keep it going? All right, so Sergio, how is this going to work?
So we have 15 songs, all of them exclusive to Nintendo 64 games. We will be guessing the songs after we listen to their entirety. Before we begin, as always, we would like to thank all of the composers, developers, and publishers that have worked on the games that we will be featuring tonight. This episode wouldn't be possible without their amazing work. So if you guys are ready, we can get going.
I'm ready.
let's do it.
All right, so we have our first track of the night, and it was submitted by Danny.
Ooh.
Here we go.
Gosh, that sounds so familiar. Man, like, I don't want to say it's not Diddy Kong Racing, like, but I just heard from somewhere it's like, you're in the desert, and then like, you just got out of the local town, you see a mirage, you try to go there, 3 seconds later it's gone. You're like, oh no, I'm delirious, and then nighttime comes so quickly, and then you're like, oh god, I gotta find a way to keep myself warm and stuff, and then you just couldn't find anything to eat. Then the next day you're like, oh god, and then you see this ringling troop just come out of your way. It's like, oh, can I join you guys for no reason because I'm kind of hungry and I want to, it's like, okay, yeah, sure, you can join, you can have some food, but you gotta work with the troop. I'm like, okay, cool. And then you go out, and then you dance on top of the car thing or whatever, and then you're good. And then you.
For the record, I don't do any of this. I don't do any of it.
So obviously, I don't know where I was going with that, but it is very familiar to me. It's a first-party game, right? It has to be. No.
It's iffy.
It's iffy. Oh, okay. Yeah, Shy Guy just mentioned. You sure that was kombucha you drank before the show? It definitely was.
Dude, he does this every time. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
And I mean, you did mention the game.
Diddy Kong Racing?
Yes.
Oh, right. That's
it
one,
is.
Right? Yeah.
Yes.
As expected, I knew it. No.
Honestly, that was my only guess because it sounded familiar to me too, but I had no idea where it was from. And typically with those, it was like that is one track in the entirety of Diddy Kong Racing, and yeah, I played it, but I played it like 2 decades ago, so yeah.
Yeah, no, like for Diddy Kong Racing, I was thinking like that one song that goes ba ba da ba ba da ba ba da ba 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 ba.
Oh yes.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah, awesome. Well, as for me, this is really good because I usually suck at these music episodes because I'm terrible at guessing. So I'm 1 for 1. Not bad.
Nice.
So this is actually it's second party, but it's published by Nintendo, so it was good enough to call first party probably. But anyways,
yeah, you're right. Yeah,
I digress. That's a great track. I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. That was Hot Top Volcano from Diddy Kong Racing, developed by Rare, published by Nintendo. And now we have 2 submittals by Darkest. Here we go with the first one.
Ooh, boy.
That's like a mixture of creepy and sick beat. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, but I'm kind of dancing though. I'm kind of there. That's okay.
Yeah. My hips were dancing a little bit, but Daryl, you had a guess, right? You go first because I got one too.
Yeah, my only so I technically had 2 guesses, but the one I'm actually going to go with is it Doom 64?
No.
Okay. So I was gonna think that too, but my guess is gonna be Turok because it sounds very.
That was my second guess.
Yeah.
No. It's close.
Okay. Turok 2?
No, I'm sorry. I mean, it does sound like it could be from there, but no, it is not.
All right.
It's closer to Doom.
Ooh.
A sister franchise.
What the sister franchise to Doom is? What?
Boom.
Is it Gex 64 Enter the Gecko? Just put us out of our misery on this one.
Yeah, what is it?
It is Quake 64.
Oh my goodness!
I forgot that was even on 64. Like I forgot Quake 64 was a thing.
Yeah. Because when I think of Quake 3 on the PC. Man, I mean that's like the only Quake I know. I mean.
So that was game completed from Quake 64, developed by id Software, published by GT Interactive.
Game completed. So that's like you won. That's not a very triumphant wins. Okay, never mind. Okay. Never mind. We're good.
All right. Back to my losing streak. Just kidding.
You're still batting 0. Because you specifically said the first game was not Diddy Kong Racing, which meant you guessed literally everything except that game, and you still got it wrong.
Oh, man. But you know what? Just give me half a point because I mentioned the game. I mean,
no.
Fine.
That's not how it works.
All right. Batting 0 for 0. Sorry, 0 for 2. Oof.
Well, we have our second submittal by Darkest. Here we go.
God, that sounds familiar. That sounds so familiar, and I'm having trouble placing it.
What could it be? Man.
So, yeah, I think Link Triforce kind of is on my same guess line here.
Now, there actually is, in Discord, Link Triforce said he can't think of an Indiana Jones game on the 64, though.
There is one. Indiana Jones and the Infernal Machine, and that was gonna be my guess. No lie.
But I've never, I don't know. That's tough.
And there's a couple things going into it. There was a little bit of almost like Star Wars sound to it, and it was also that was done by Factor 5, who also did Star Wars games. So I just kind of was playing around. There's also some weird tones that kind of sound like Mario RPG, but Square was not a developer on the 64. So,
It's an RPG, right?
No, it is not.
It's an adventure game.
Yes, platformer, more like an action platformer.
All right, I got it. Duck Dodgers starring Daffy Duck.
Yeah, right? Yeah?
No.
Okay. Yeah. It's not Mischief Makers, that's for sure.
No, it is not. And I mean, it was mentioned on the previous one, ironically.
Tron.
Doom? No,
no. Gex 64. Enter the gecko.
Yes.
That's pretty dope. Okay,
I'm not giving myself a point for that because that was a heck of a hint there, but
yeah,
that's hilarious. That is so funny. Darkest,
Damn.
you're the man. Okay.
Very good.
So that was Aztec to Aztec from Gex 64 Enter the Gecko, developed by Crystal Dynamics, published by Midway Games. Thank you, Darkest, for your submittals.
I gotta look at who composed that because that sounds like a lot of stuff to me.
Yeah.
And I did play that game, but man, that's been years.
Nice. So now we have 2 submittals that I picked. Here we go.
Ooh.
all right.
So I'm gonna do a lot of guessing because I just remembered I don't remember most of these songs.
Dang. I do have a crazy story, but you can guess first.
I was gonna go with Pokemon Stadium.
No.
I
Oh,
have a reason for that, but yeah.
I would like to hear that, man. Ow, I wasn't thinking that originally, but okay. So you know KK Slider, right? Your favorite thing ever, Sergio.
Yes.
So okay, just close. Everyone close your eyes, okay? Just be with me real quick. So it's like, so imagine KK Slider had a father, okay? His name is KK Glider, all right? And instead of a guitar, he had an electric guitar, okay? And then like you could just see him with sunglasses and like just ding 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 ba 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 ba, and he'll do it like he'll play in different parts of the world, and you will just see him play, and just like, and the thing is like, when he starts playing, there's only one person in the audience, okay? And then he goes to another place, like, you know, Fiji, and then there's like 2 people in the audience, okay? Then he goes, then he teleports to like, I don't know, Canada, some part of Canada. There's 3, then there's 4, then 5, then 6, and like all of a sudden he goes to every single country, and they're all dancing, they're all like ba 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 ba, and it's nighttime, okay? KK Glider, that's what I'm talking about.
So I have a question.
Okay.
Just why would KK Slider's father have a different last name? Just wondering.
I don't know. That was a good. I knew that might come up. I don't know, but it just seems to me that I don't know. But I thought, yo, KK Glider, man. I know. Usually, people do not change their last name that easily, but for some reason, I'm like, yo, KK Glider. Okay, so.
Okay. So the reason I went with Pokemon Stadium was actually composed by the same guy who did Animal Crossing and Splatoon, and that sounded a heck of a lot like Splatoon to me. So that was just me playing the field. I have no idea. What is this?
Yeah.
Nobody has any idea. This is a racing game called Revolt.
Revolt?
Okay.
Yes, main menu from Revolt. Developed and published by Acclaim. The story about this song is that, I don't know how I heard it the first time, but before Animal Crossing New Leaf came out. It came out first in Japan about 6 months before it came here. And I was in a chat group of sorts in an IRC just talking about the game like the 6 months before we got it. We would just talk in hype all day, and I would listen to this every single second. Basically, it just reminds me of Animal Crossing so much.
Well, it really
awesome.
does. It's before its time.
I really like this tune. I should add it to my playlist now. It's pretty awesome. And I know a reason why I changed the last name. Okay.
Oh,
so just you don't have to close your eyes for this one. Just think this way, okay? So, fictional, obviously, but when KK Slider was born, he was born as KK Glider Jr. But he's like, nah, I don't want that. He doesn't want to be another glider.
Oh, nice.
Instead of gliding his way to life, he wants to slide his way to life. So he's like, boom! I'm a slider. KK Slider. That is the stupidest story I know that you've ever heard. But that's the only thing I can think of why he changed the last name.
Nice. We'll take it.
All right, great. Daryl, I know you're shaking your head. I am too.
Oh, I'm shaking shaking it so hard right now. Let's move on.
Okay.
All right, here's our next track.
Ooh, man, it just brings back memories for me. That theme, that tune, has the Final Fantasy vibes. Man,
Yeah.
I mean,
Final Fantasy 64. Done.
Yo, they should have released that. It would have been the best game of my life. But I wonder. Actually, no, I do wonder what a Final Fantasy 64 game would be like. Anyway, all right.
Probably a lot like Final Fantasy 7.
Mm.
I'm just gonna throw that out there. Okay, so Kevin, do you know what this is?
I mean, I only have one guess, and I don't know if it's right. I mean, Quest 64 is the closest thing I can think of, but if it's not, it's all good.
It is.
Oh.
It is.
Yeah, it almost had to be.
Congrats to Link Triforce. He got it pretty early on.
Yeah, he
on
did.
Oh,
Discord.
nice. Well, there you go. I finally am batting.
We're above 0. Yay!
Above 0. Yeah, man. You know what? Cool. So yeah. Yeah. Quest 64 was one of those games. You know, I never beat it, but man, like I just remember that music and just some of the things in the game. I mean, it was just I don't know. Like, this is before I even played Final Fantasy, because the first Final Fantasy I played was Final Fantasy 8. But when it came to an RPG, like on a console, this was it. Like Quest 64, you know. And I mean, yo, Brian won the best. You know what I mean? Like, it was like, you know, because you know in other Final Fantasy games, you have Cloud, you have Squall, you have Zidane, you have Titus, you have all these, you know, these names. But Brian, I mean, it's such a generic name for a main character in a fantasy game. You know, it just fits as my first memory of an RPG like that. So
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember playing it too. I don't remember if I liked it or not, if it was bad or good. I think it's bad. But the funny thing with the N64, I feel like it was the last console where I played a lot of bad games without much care.
Mhm.
Well,
I don't know.
you didn't. I mean, no offense. You didn't have much choice. Like there were, like you either went back and played Mario 64 or Ocarina of Time again, or you played a lesser game. It's just that's just kind of how the system was. And like Quest 64 was like definitely going through the mermaid effect of this was literally the RPG on the console. There you go.
Right.
That's it. Is it good? Is it bad? Who knows? It's the one. There you
It's
go.
the one, man. Quest 64. I mean,
Nice.
I never played it. I was always a little bit curious, but I was kind of warned off of it by a friend, so I just kind of never got to it.
yeah, it didn't really get the best reviews, but I mean, for what it was back then, I thought it was pretty decent. So
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I like the music.
Yeah, so that was Battle from Quest 64, developed by Imagineer. I like that word. And published by THQ.
Nice.
Nice.
And now we have 2 submittals by Dragon.
Yo.
Here we go.
Man.
So I'm getting the same thing in this episode that I got when I was looking up some Nintendo 64 songs. The quality of music was like vastly different between
Yes.
different games.
Mhm.
Like some composer, like the compositions were generally all pretty good, or a lot of them were really good, but like the actual quality of the sound, which I would assume is based on the cartridge-based media, so you had to make some allowances for the actual music away from the I don't know, gameplay. But yeah, some games sound amazing.
Yeah. I mean, man, it's amazing it's interesting how like good the music was back then. I mean, like, because when I think of like old music, like N64, it usually is in the back burner for me. But man, just listening to these sort of things, like man, it's like I should pay more attention and really relish more of the music back then. So, which hopefully, with my submission later on, it'll be awesome. But yeah, I don't know what this one is. I have no idea. I mean, I can think of some. I mean, I think of like Conker's Bad Fur Day, which I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea. That's the first thing I thought about. But
Nah, well, anything by you, Daryl?
I mean, so it's Dragon. So one of his songs is going to be a Mario Party song. Is this a Mario Party song?
Yes.
oh, That's
So
pretty
just
good.
for fun, Mario Party 2.
Ooh, no.
Is
So
it
it's got to be
3?
3 then.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
Damn.
Only played 3 a couple times, so I don't even think I heard this. But what is this?
This is Waluigi's Island from Mario Party 3. Correctly guessed by Lightning Naga on our Discord, and this was developed and published by Nintendo.
Nice. I love that track, and that was a very late game, so that actually kind of makes sense for why it sounded so good. But it sounded so good. That's a great song.
Nice. And we have our second submittal by Dragon. Here we go.
Boom.
God, it's right there.
Is that a game? No.
No, it's.
I know. I know what you mean. Damn, I just. Okay.
So bear with me. I'm halfway between Castlevania 64 and Kirby 64, and that is crazy to me.
Dang. Wow, I would never have thought that, because I thought with Castlevania games, it has like a more of a darker sort of, noir type of spiel. But if this is a Castlevania game, I will be totally surprised.
No, it is not.
Okay.
No, it's not. But there were some things.
Yeah. Okay. Sergio, it's not a Mario game. Oh my God. Okay. It's a Mario Party game.
No.
Dang it.
It's a Mario something.
Oh, okay. I gotcha. So I never played Mario Golf, but I'm gonna go with Mario Tennis.
Oh, nice. Nice switch.
Is it tennis?
Yes.
I've never played that one.
So that's why it sounded so familiar. I played the heck out of that game, but it's got such the music is like it's hard to remember after the fact.
Yeah.
But it's got a really good soundtrack, and it's a little bit different than the later games. Like the later games are a little more I don't know, orchestral and kind of big and sweeping. This game just kind of had like these really, really hype tracks, and it's been a long time. But yes, I loved Mario Tennis 64.
Man, I wish I played it. I never played it before. It seemed like a racing game, actually, to be honest. Like just the way it was paced. But
I should have known this too, because about halfway through the song, I was like, "Man, that sounds like Golden Sun, a Camelot game."
Right. Oh, okay. I can see it as a tiebreaker thing. So Dragon said he said that Kevin, I'm sad, LL, and I'm sad too. I should have known this, even though I've never played it, but I should have made a better guess. So I'm sorry, but now I will never forget this theme.
So yeah, that was Tiebreak from Mario Tennis 64, developed by Camelot, indeed, published by Nintendo.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dragon.
Thank you.
Track.
And now we have your track, Kevin.
Oh, sick.
Let's see what this is. Here we go.
All right, here we go.
Please intercept the enemy spaceship.
Please intercept the alien spaceship or the enemy spaceship.
Oh man.
Beautiful.
Yeah, no, it definitely has those vibes for sure.
That sounds way too good for 64.
You know what? I was a bit surprised when I heard this one. So, yeah. Any guesses?
Is this a shmup?
Wow, that is actually right. It is a shmup.
But is it like a battle arena type of shmup?
It's like your. What do you mean by battle arena? Oh, it's just like your typical vertical like go up and down sort of. shmup. Yeah.
Okay, I
sort
was
of
thinking
thing.
of something else.
Yeah, I think yeah. It's a
The
shmup.
N64 had shmups?
Yeah,
I'm going
it-
with
it-
Iggy's Wrecking Balls. No,
it actually had one shmup, at least one. Yeah, very surprising. I know.
It's another one that sounds vaguely familiar, but I think I'm transposing other songs onto it.
Does it start with an R?
No, but there are 2 R's. Actually, no, 3 R's in the title of the game.
Oh, wow. Come on, we gotta get it now. That's a big hint.
Yeah.
Army Men Air Combat.
Ooh, no.
That's only 2 R's.
Does it have Rebel in the title?
It does not have Rebel in the title. It is not a Star Wars game or anything.
Asteroids Hyper 64. If you pronounce the 4, it has 3 R's.
Oh man!
All right, what is this?
It's from a game called Star Soldier: Vanishing Earth, and this is the opening theme. The developer is Hudson Soft, and the publisher in North America is Electro Brain. It's not that well known of a game, and personally, the tune is like one of my favorite tunes. Just like hearing it gets you very, like, it gets you into a mood of like going outer space. But then you do a little jazz dance before you get into your ship, and then you go out and you shoot enemy ships. It's doesn't make that much sense, but that's how I'm saying it. So, there weren't. I don't know. This might be the only shmup in N64 history.
Right.
I am definitely wrong on that. I think I'm definitely wrong because there's got to be more than one, right? But as far as I know, it is one of the very few shmups in the not dialogue, the catalog of N64 games.
Nice. That was
Very
really
nice.
cool.
Good pick.
Thanks.
Cool. Now we have a submittal by Shy Guy.
Hey.
Nice.
Here we go.
What? This was on an N64? No way. That is amazing.
There's another one I played.
Yo, I have no idea. Like, I don't even know where to begin.
This is early 64.
I have a few guesses, but I'm trying to not just throw them out.
Yeah. I've never heard this one before. It's gonna be on my playlist. I don't know what it is. I have no guesses.
Well, I had an idea and it's slipped. Okay, I'm just gonna 1080 snowboarding.
No,
Whoa.
you're thinking the right way.
Okay,
Is it a sports game?
Yes, technically.
racing.
Yes.
Is it Wave Race 64?
Yes.
Oh.
Okay. Yep, played it. Man, I'm having a lot of those tonight. Just yes, I know this, but I have no idea. This is falling into that the Nintendo 64 type of game that all kind of sounds like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never owned this game, but I played it at a friend's house before when we were really little. It was like a sleepover thing, and man, but I don't remember this tune. I guess we didn't get that far in the game.
Yeah, when you said really early, you're 1 month into the console.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So that was Port Pirates from Wave Race 64, developed and published by Nintendo. Thank you, Shy Guy. Now we have one song by Lightning Naga.
Yo.
Here we go.
Hey, we said Nintendo 64 tracks. I call shenanigans on this one.
How's this from N64? I mean, and that piano was really beautiful. It was just it was gorgeous and morbid at the same time, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, so speaking of gorgeous and morbid, Castlevania, anyone?
It does have those vibes. I've never played that game before, but it definitely feels Castlevania to me. I did not play that.
I was like,
It is.
Castlevania 64, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Nice. Yeah, when I was listening to this tune, it's you go into this sort of this dungeon thing, and then you crawl your way out, and then there's these obstacles that you have to pass through, and then while you're trying to pass these obstacles in this big room, a vampire plays a piano on the 100 feet away from you, and he just plays this gorgeous morbid tune. And
this is the most on point story you've ever told, I think.
Right?
That's actually what happens. There you go.
Right? Is it? Yeah. And then and I'm just gonna end like that, because if I say any more, it's gonna go off track. So I'm gonna leave it at that.
And then you do a little jazz dance and That's,
You know what? What? We should add that because I like doing the jazz dance.
yeah. So I mean, I don't want to discredit that. That song was beautiful. Like
It was really
God.
awesome,
Yes.
man. Like, I mean, it was literally gorgeous and morbid. Like, excuse me, gorgeous. I mean, just I don't even know how to.
Gorgeous and morbid.
Gorgeous. It was just. I don't know how to feel right now. Like, I would love to play this on the piano. Like, well, not right now, but like after. Yeah.
Nice. And I remember liking this game, and another one of those that I think it's basically considered a bad game, but I loved it.
Yeah.
Hey, great pick. Loved it.
Yeah, so that was Introduction from Castlevania 64, developed and published by Konami. Thanks, Lightning Naga. And now we have 2 submittals by you, Daryl.
Whoa. Hey, one little spoiler. So, there are some games that have to be played, so these might be a little obvious. I'm sorry, but they got to. I had to.
All right, here we go.
So, judging from the chat, maybe that wasn't as obvious as I thought it might have been.
Yeah, no, it's oh man. I mean, parts of it feels like a Mario game. Like it's like in Super Mario World when you're in the castle of each world, like the last level of each world. It has those vibes, like do 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 do. You know that tune, but this one is more elevated. Gosh, it's not a Mario game. I don't think it is. And I don't.
No, it is not.
Okay, well, Daryl, man, you said this is like a must-have, but I feel crap. Excuse me, I feel like crap because I feel like I should know this. I don't.
Okay, so hashtag I feel crap is going on the.
Wait, no, that's not what I meant. Oh my gosh, no.
That's a thing.
Okay. Here's a hint. It's on the Nintendo 64.
Yes.
Oh, that's gonna get me closer. Okay.
Here's another hint. I submitted it.
Oh,
Come on.
man. Oh,
I mean, Sergio, am I wrong?
No, that's correct.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay.
Okay, so this is the Sector X theme from Star Fox 64.
Wow.
Yeah, so Star Fox had to be here. And so there were a couple of people talking about how it kind of sounded like a Zelda game. You were talking about how it kind of sounded like a Mario game. Well, same composer. There you go. So
Yeah.
There you go. Very
it
good.
actually kind of works out. Koji Kondo is a legend. I chose this one in particular mostly just because it's one of the more full songs in the entire soundtrack of just like there's a lot of mystery and intrigue here, and Sector X in particular it was a really mysterious level to me as a kid. There was like you're going to find the secret weapon, and your guys are all excited. I can't wait to see the secret weapon, and you get there and this base looks like it's destroyed and you can't figure out what's going on, and then there's this crazy robot that attacks you and such. But also there's this really crazy warp that goes all the way to the other side of the track.
Right.
Going through here, it was really hard to do. It took me a long time to figure out as a kid because I was going through trying to medal every stage, and in this particular stage, there was just no way you could not medal it. Like you couldn't. You had to go through the warp, which took you through this like special challenge that gave you a lot more points, and you could get a medal on it. And I still remember that. I remember this level in particular a lot more than a lot of others. So yeah, Sector X, absolutely
Nice.
Nice. That was a great pick. I can't believe I didn't remember that tune. It just, okay. I gotta listen to a lot more Star Fox 64 tunes again. But very good.
So here we go. Next track.
I'm gonna bet my life on this tune. I'm gonna bet my life on it. Just like the one time I guess Final Fantasy VII, Cosmo Canyon, same life, same bet. One time, Super Mario 64, Bob-Om. So Bob-Om Battlefield. Okay.
Ooh, no. actually.
Oh, what? Oh no! I'm wrong. Damn it.
Well, that was great. You actually kind of glitched out as you did that. So, yes, of course, this is Bob on Battlefield because of course we had to have Bob on Battlefield in the N64 music episode because this is in my opinion maybe the best music track that Nintendo has ever done. And I mean, I know that I'm saying that knowing that things like the Zelda series exist and other things have had just absolutely killer soundtracks, but I mean, come on, this screams this is what a video game should be to me. This was kind of a evolution of the old Mario themes. If you think of the main themes in Super Mario Brothers 3 and then Super Mario World and such, it kind of fits. It makes sense, but it's bigger. The baseline is fantastic, and this was a launch title. So any game that came out with a soundtrack that doesn't sound really good has no excuse because this was a launch title sounding
true
incredible. And to me, playing this game, this is why, like, right now, and I don't want to keep harping on this because I'm not trying to be mean. When we talk about things like Mario Galaxy, I cannot hum the main theme from Mario Galaxy. I know kind of what it does. I know kind of what it is, but nothing comes to mind. No song in those games comes to mind, even though I played both of them. Meanwhile, Bob on Battlefield is like ingrained in my head forever. I will never, ever forget this song. It's just, I don't know. There's magic here, and I loved it.
Yeah, I agree with everything you said. I mean, when you have a new console and you have a launch title like Super Mario 64, you gotta start with a bang. Or a banger, as some people would say. And this Bob on Battlefield is the perfect tune to start with. It shows off the capabilities of the N64 with the chip tune, or just the chip being able to play this music, and just Koji Kondo, right? I mean, he's the guy who made this tune, right? I mean, like,
oh yeah,
yes.
I am not surprised. I mean, the man's a genius. I think, I feel like when you talk about musicians in history, Koji Kondo needs to be paid. He needs to have more attention. He deserves a lot more credit than he has right now. Video game music is shaped by this man in so many ways, and yeah, like, it was a great pick.
And now we have a submittal by Dr. Fact.
Ooh,
here we go.
Okay, so I just want to say I appreciate that somebody else picked an obvious one, so I didn't feel like the single person trying to. I kind of wanted to submit this song. I'm glad somebody did.
Nice. So,
Yeah.
Kevin, any guesses?
I have no guesses. I can't remember this song. It sounds familiar, but I don't think I've heard it. If I did, it's been a long time. But it makes me think of like this scene. Okay, so just close your eyes and think. Okay, so you traverse around the region. You go past mountains, and then you have like a troop of people. Okay, or trope, a troop of people. I don't know if I'm using that right. And you go from place to place, town to town, city to city, and you're like you're like this traveling band, and then once you play your instruments, people start to dance, and then as as you keep playing the music, people join you in this long journey and just abandon all of their priorities in life. And it's just like this traveling troupe, and then there's no end. It just keeps going. So I don't know.
This is a game that focuses on loneliness.
So I'm completely off. Yeah, I don't know. I cannot. I mean, it seems like an obvious one, but it's not obvious to me. So,
yeah. So this is Zelda Majora's Mask.
Oh, okay.
Specifically, the Clocktown theme, Day 1, because
Correct.
it's still happy at that point. Day 2 gets a little more like it's kind of just a variation. It's a little more unsettling than Day 3 is just crazy bonkers with like very, very bad undertones on that same song that make it just like really unsettling. So,
it's not as unsettling as that one that Danny picked with the ba 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 ba. This one, I don't know.
It's more unsettling than that one.
Is it?
Yeah.
I guess for me it's different because it's like when I hear the one that Danny picked and
The Wave song, yes.
Yeah, the Wave song. It makes me want to cringe so hard. Like I don't even know. Okay, but then for this one, I feel a sense of being. Like I feel like I can have people join me. But if you say there's a sense of loneliness, I could kind of see why. But I don't know,
just
man,
listen
maybe...
to Day 3 of this song at some point.
Okay, I will listen to Day 3, or I'll just go wave, wave. Wait. No, I'm not doing that ever again. Okay, so.
Nah, leave it to the professionals. Anyways.
Hey!
I'm kidding.
Okay, fine.
No, the Wave song was mine. I don't know. Anyways,
you're a professional, Daryl. Okay.
No, this is, so Majora's Mask. There's a lot of history on this game, and we kind of breezed over it in our past, episode on 64, and I was a little sad to do that. Basically, this was their attempt at making a fast turnaround Zelda game after already setting what Ocarina of Time was. So basically, it was a game that used the same engine, the same assets, the same character models, but with all of them playing different characters. So it was really weird to see after you played the first game, such as Melon, the farmer girl, has a young version and an old version. Well, in Majora's Mask, they're sisters. And so it's really odd. It's just really, really weird. The whole game is odd in a lot of good ways and also some just like really unsettling ways. It leaves a very memorable experience. If you've never played Majora's Mask, I think it's worthwhile.
Yes.
It will not ever end up in my favorite games list or top the Zeldas list or anything like that, but I understand why it would for other people. It's just the feeling that game gives you is really weird. Like just it's kind of a downer game, to be honest, and it really shouldn't be because you're actually helping a lot of people, but yeah, it can actually be kind of a downer game.
Yeah, one of the most unique Zelda games, and I would say one of the most challenging as far as the normal mode is concerned. It was pretty tough.
Oh, yeah. Especially near the end of that game, some of the challenges it actually makes you do as you're approaching like the ending, they're ridiculously hard, like mechanically hard for a Zelda game.
Yeah, definitely. Now we have a submittal by Llama Libre.
Oh, nice.
Llama.
Here we go.
That's what I'm hearing.
Okay.
A little bit.
So there's some shenanigans on this one.
Yeah.
Kevin, do you know this?
Do I know? Would I don't know actually. Man, I mean, it makes me feel like, I'm going to a beach, okay? And the water's so cold, you don't want to surf, but you still want to anyway, but you wear a wetsuit. So you use a wetsuit and you paddle to the deep in the ocean, and then you start surfing, you surf along the waves, and then for some reason Lakitu comes, okay? I don't know why, but the Lakitu comes, and then he starts dropping these, what do you call those spiky things? I can't believe I don't remember. That Lakitu starts dropping these spiky things, but he drops them in the rhythm of the beat, and then while you're surfing,
that's a lot of spikies. Holy crap!
Yeah, and you're trying to dodge them. Okay, you're trying to dodge them, and you manage to dodge all of them except one, and then you wipe out, you go, and then you fall into the ocean, and you brown out for 3 seconds, but then someone saves you, and you're like, I'm gonna go again, and just keeps going. I don't know what it is. I've never heard this one before.
So you have heard a version of this song before. It's a remix from Mario Brothers 3.
Oh.
It may or may not have been part of our theme song when I was just playing around on guitar at the end. The that one.
Oh.
So my only guess was Paper Mario, which I think it's got to be. This is Paper Mario,
Yes.
right? Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, that's correct.
Wow.
It actually took me I'm a little bit ashamed of how long it took me to figure out where that song was coming from, because they've changed it so much that I was like, wait, I know this. I know this. How do I know this? And yeah, so
Man.
Paper Mario was really good about that, about using like the old themes
Right.
and such, and trying to reuse them, remix them along with a bunch of new both Paper Mario games, as if there aren't any more of them, but really there aren't. Pretty much all the Paper Mario games do some form of that. They do a lot of callbacks musically, and I really appreciate that.
Yeah, no, for real. I mean, gosh, why did I not play this game? Gosh, dang it! I wish I did.
It's a really, really good one. So that was Attack of the Koopa Brothers from Paper Mario, developed by Intelligent Systems, published by Nintendo. Thanks, Lama Libre.
Nice.
And now we have our last song for this music episode number 7. It is submitted by Leo Veritas.
Ooh.
So here we go. Last track.
What a way to end.
Okay. So this is like the kind of happy tune that I really like. If I want to listen to happy tunes, which I don't as often, but surprise, surprise. I don't think I played a game associated with this tune. So it's a game. It's from a game that I've never played. If that makes any sense. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, when I think of happy things, I think of Mario. I think of Yoshi. I think of Kirby. I think of Mario. I already said. I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, I've never played this game that's associated with this tune. So, what could it be?
Daryl, I think you pretty much know it.
Yeah. So, this is one of those games that I kind of played through at the time and enjoyed it, but it kind of just ended, and I was like, oh, okay, and moved on. And then later on, realized that I was kind of missing this game for some reason. It's Kirby 64. So,
oh, okay.
Yeah, so Kirby with a double-sided lightsaber, yes, that was in this game, and it was really fun to play in a weird 3D space. It was a little awkward, it looked a little awkward, it was short, a lot of the powers were crazy, but you could combine them in cool ways. Turns out I really like this game. Like, I really do.
Nice. Yeah, I never played it. There was Kirby Superstar on SNES, and then there was this Kirby, but I skipped it. Was it like in the same realm, like, or just with 3D, or like how was it like?
Wasn't it like pseudo 2D/3D? I think it was one of those first games that did that. It was pretty cool.
It was the famous like 2.5D or whatever,
right.
But it was 3D models. So it was the first time we saw. Well, it was among the first time we saw Kirby as a 3D model. It had some like full 3D shooting sections, which was really funny for a Kirby game, and it moved a little slow, but like I said, it was just fun to play. Like you could combine any two abilities, you could combine them together and get like, lightning swords and such. So it was fun. Yeah, Dragon points out Kirby seemed extra chunky in this game. Yeah, that's true. He really did. It's that third dimension, man. It really adds the 10 pounds.
Nice.
So that was Shiver Star from Kirby 64, the Crystal Shards. Developed by HAL Laboratory, published by Nintendo, submitted by Leo Veritas. Thank you. And that wraps it up for music episode number 7. Our 64 spectacular.
What a way to end. For real.
Well, it's no Bob on Battlefield, but
I know, but it's still
this was a cuter way to end. I like that song a lot.
Yeah, I approve of this cute song.
So, we spent 2 episodes talking about this. What was the Nintendo 64? Like, what was this console? This is weird. Like, all the music even was all strange.
It just feels like that transition, like it was trying to do 3D, and it did pull it off pretty well, like compared to other consoles in the generation. And it just tried to be different. You're thinking about the Bit Wars, like I didn't really focus on bits when I was a little kid, but looking at the history back then, and with other kids who talked about it, like the Bit Wars, like in terms of how many bits, like the console would support, like the 16-bit is a 16-bit console, the 32-bit is a 64. You had the Atari Jaguar, which is 64-bit, but it failed miserably. And then you have the Nintendo 64, which, 64-bit console, right? And, but at some point, like, after the N64, you never really saw, that sort of reference ever again. Bits. The number of bits in the console doesn't really matter. It's more about
after you get in the very high numbers there, they just kind of stop.
Yeah, they kind of stop. It's like, how far can you go? But I think at the time, especially in the early 90s, when you had the SNES and the Sega Genesis wars, that was intense. You had 2 16-bit consoles going at it, and like, blast processing compared to like,
And the SNK Neo Geo home console, which was
Oh,
more powerful, but cost like $400 more than they did.
right. And then there was like triple graphics, right? Like that was, I think, also a 16-bit console, right?
Mhm.
And I mean, it was just that time when technology was just rapidly evolving to a point where you can have these in your home, and I think the N64 was just part of that generation. And I mean, look at now, like everybody, like okay, not everybody, but 99% of people have at least one piece of technology, like one like a console or like a really advanced screen TV in their household, and like it's amazing the era that we live in with all this technology, and just how much we rely on on the internet and smartphones and all that. So I think in the 90s with the N64, it was just part of that generation of like that transition. And I mean, I still love my N64. I still have it back home, and man, I don't know what I said was even relevant, but that's just how I feel about it when I think of the N64. Just that transition. We like I remember when I got the N64, like I was starting to use like the internet a little bit. I mean we're talking about Netscape. We're talking about like Netscape. You're just like I know or AOL, right? I mean, and then you always get those CDs with 5,000 hours free or whatever. I mean, or right? You remember? Like you always get the CDs in the mail. Yeah. And it's like, oh, you got mail, and things like that, and name after that one movie with Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan. But yeah,
I think the movie was named. Anyways,
oh, is it? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I got the other way around. But anyway, I think that's what the N64 means to me. It was just part of a generation that we were a part of, whether it was like Saturday morning cartoons, or like having it being a luxury to go on the internet and like look up like an encyclopedia and stuff, or just knowing more about the world and not so good stuff. Anyway, that's a very extended answer.
So very clearly, what was the Nintendo? No, yeah. I mean, we kind of touched on it before, but the Nintendo 64 was a lot of firsts. It was a lot of Nintendo just trying stuff. The first analog stick on a home console controller, the first time you saw 4 ports that were built into a console, the first time I believe that you saw Rumble. There were a lot of firsts. There were a lot of Nintendo just trying things, and what it actually led to, especially the 4-player, like we kind of touched on, it led to honestly just a lot of friendship experiences. It was kind of, for me at least, the birth of like what couch co-op could be, both with family and friends. So yeah, I will always hold this console kind of close to my heart, despite it had obvious flaws. It had gaps in its library and such. We talked about Quest 64 being the sole or at least one of the only RPG stand-ins, but yeah, I mean, I'll never say, oh, that was a bad console, because 1, it had some of the greatest games of all time, and 2, it honestly brought people closer together, and that's why you see so much love for games like Mario Party and Star Fox mini games and Smash Brothers and so on. It was cool. It was a cool time. It was a good time for a lot of us, as bonding moments, just with everyone. So. Yeah, I will always hold this console just kind of near and dear, and I'm not ashamed of that.
In the way I would describe it, I don't know if it's gonna make a lot of sense, but like NES games, SNES games, even older games, to me those are classic, but N64 games, those are retro. If you can sort of make a difference of that, that's kind of how I feel about the whole console.
Well, yeah, I mean, honestly, a lot of the games have not aged that well now.
Yes.
Not aged as well as Super Nintendo games, for example, which are extremely playable at this point. 64 games look bad now, and it's just a function of what technology they were going with. They looked awesome before, but we've grown a little bit, but even still, I mean, yeah, give me the original Smash from time to time, or Mario Tennis, or Ocarina of Time for sure. I think, yeah, the classic games. Star Fox 64 is still the best in the series, I think. So, Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah, no, and Sergio, your answer did make sense. I thought it was pretty relatable, and so was yours, Daryl. I guess for me, I just went off the rails a little bit and just thought of like the N64 being a part of like a generation of things that I was going through, like with like experiencing new technology. Because like, I mean, when you're a little kid and like you have like, you have like two hardworking parents who want to expose you to like just the evolving technology we had in the day, just little by little. I mean, and with video games, like the N64 is just part of that for me. And like, yeah, I mean, I agree. Like the couch co-op stuff, and even 4 players was amazing. Like, man, like I don't know, it's nothing like it. There's nothing like it, and I mean.
Except for the consoles that came after it.
Yeah, the Switch.
Yeah,
yeah.
There's a lot of throwback. So yeah, it holds its place, and I think it was a lot of fun to kind of dive into it the way we did. Maybe we'll do this for other consoles in the future. Maybe we'll do a 2-part Wii U retroactive. That'd be fun. But Sergio's out that week. But we'll we'll consider it because this was a lot of fun for me. So. And next week we'll get back to our whatever semblance of regularly scheduled broadcast we have. So there you go.
Yeah, sounds good. Man. Yeah, just what an episode. I mean, we had like just amazing tunes from a console that I did not expect to have these sort of tunes. I mean, crazy. I don't even know, but
yeah. And once again, we would like to thank the composers, developers, and publishers that worked on the many games that we featured this episode. Thank you. And, as always, we have the answers to last week's special question. We asked, what is your favorite letter, since we've been talking about the 64 and all these numbers lately. So, what is your favorite letter? And Shy Guy told us that he's going with the letter S. And Dragon is also going with the letter S because of S rank.
Oh, that's a good one.
So, what about you guys?
Go ahead, Kevin.
My favorite letter, gosh, it was between two. I was bouncing back and forth about it. But my favorite letter.
Is it a 60-40 split there, Kevin?
it's a 60-40 split. So it was gonna be K, but it's actually A. My favorite letter is A.
Hey.
Not A. Yeah, not just because.
Yep.
Not just because it's the first letter of the alphabet, but I think it's one of the most versatile letters of the alphabet. I mean, it's used in like so many words, except my full name. But it's when I think of A, I think of ace. I think of a chance. I think of audacity, like what we used to record. I just think of like just something so versatile, and kind of just bring back to my life with this year, like what I've been trying to do to change my life and my lifestyle, and to be better, but the thing is, I want to be more. This is one of my favorite A words: adaptable. Being able to adapt to different situations, different environments. And when I think of adaptation, I think of the letter A. Strong letter, the ace letter, the number one letter. I mean, just the best letter for me.
Nice.
Yeah. So aces, shout out to Dragon. He mentioned it. Mario Tennis Aces. Like, it's a very good, very good game with a very good word. But yeah, versatility, very important in my life. That's how I feel about the letter A.
Oh my God, this is a discussion of a letter, man. Okay. So if you're gonna go with versatility in your letter choices, and you're gonna choose a letter based on how versatile it is, I gotta go with the most versatile, which is the most used in the English language, which is the letter E. So there you go. By far the most used, therefore it must be my favorite because, hey, I use a lot of words.
Actually, you're probably right. It is probably more versatile because a lot of words end with the letter E. There's words that end with A, but not as many as E. So or R,
Nice.
or whatever. I mean, shout out to Beckzilla for saying that, but I don't know. E is definitely more versatile.
I'm just gonna say she has more E's in her name than she does R's.
Yeah.
Well, I am going with the letter U because I don't want it to be about me. I want it to be about you.
You. Oh, okay. That was very cheesy. I like that.
Oh, that's terrible.
I mean, like,
But it's true though. It's true.
yeah. So all of us chose vowels. Like, that's very good. Like, I mean, well, there should be some love for the I's and the O's, but I mean, honorable mention. You know what I'm saying? So,
Nope.
no. Okay.
All right, what's our question for this week?
Question for this week. What topping would you add to mac and cheese to make it unique but still good?
Oh, I got one right now, but I'm gonna wait.
I'm okay with this question. I actually, this one's okay. This one,
This-
yeah, this is in my wheelhouse. I can, I got stuff.
You got stuff?
I do too. Nice.
Oh, it's very
Nice.
unique. Yes. Okay.
Mhm.
Cool. So think about that. Get your responses into us, and we will we'll have a 40-minute discussion on your favorite mac and cheese topics next week. So, yeah, thank you for listening to the Mac and Cheese Jump podcast. This has been fun.
Do. Oh, you just have to wait. She says, "Love don't come easy." That's like the song that plays in those mac and cheese commercials. Do you remember? I mean,
Yeah, easy Mac. Yep.
Yes, yes, Daryl, you got it. Oh, nice.
Marketing team's
Nice.
got the puns. Yep. Okay, Sergio, please save us. This is
Save us.
Well, thanks for listening, everyone. We're gonna jump out of here. If you haven't already, feel free to join our Discord group. We have a great community of people to chat with and to play games, and we would love to have you there as well. If you're interested, the description for this episode has a link to our Discord. Other than that, we have a Facebook group, and we are also on Twitter and on Instagram as Nintendo Jump. And you can listen to all of our episodes on YouTube as well. Please send us any feedback that you have at NintendoJumpPodcast@gmail.com. If you want to support the show, the best way to do so is through our Patreon. That's patreon.com/NintendoJump. Another way to support would be by leaving a review for the show in your favorite podcast application. Either way, thank you so much for your support. This is Sergio, and on behalf of Daryl and Kevin, thanks for listening. Have a great week. Bye-bye.
see you guys. I wasn't ready for that. Oh no. Oh, these always go in. This stays in.
Royal Circuit, Mario Kart 64. Come on now. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.